Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
In today's review, we're looking at Shrapnel by Kim Andersen. The TLDR is it's really good. If you like what you see and you're hesitant and you still haven't purchased Shrapnel, I think go for it. We are going to get into more details in the review, but it's £30 or 36, well, it's roughly between £30 and 40 US dollars. So I don't think that's very expensive for a good magic trick. And it's generally just a very well constructed routine and magic trick in general. So if you're looking for a new magic trick, then this is a very good purchase to make. That's the TLDR. I really recommend it. But let's get into a few of the details. What is it? Well, Shrapnel is a linking fingering onto a safety pin. So that's what it is. There's a few things more than that it does, but essentially what you're doing is taking a fingering and linking it impossibly onto a safety pin. There's maybe 5 variations or so about how to do that. You can also hand a safety pin out for examination with a slight terms and conditions there, but we'll get onto that later. So you can hand the pin out, and that's what Shrapnel is. It's a very well thought through, very well taught routine about linking a fingering on and off a safety pin impossibly. But what do you get with it? Well, let me show you. What you receive with Shrapnel is a tin which houses your 2 gimmicks that you receive. You also have 3 regular safety pins. Kim also kindly includes a gold ring. I'm sure it's 24 karat gold, and a magnet as well. I was only joking, by the way, if anyone thinks I was being serious. This is not a 24 karat gold ring. So yes, that's what you receive. There's not much more to say. You receive 2 hours of instructions. Kim takes you through pretty much everything you could need to know and leaves no stone unturned when it comes to Shrapnel and when it comes to using the gimmick. So that's what you receive. The instructions are in English. They are downloadable as well. So yes, that's it. That's what you receive with Shrapnel. How easy is it to perform? It's pretty easy. There's only one link that's very difficult to do. Kim does also take you through that on the instructions, and he does explain that he would never really perform that link in real life, but he teaches you it anyway, just in case you want to decide to perform it in real life or on social media, however you like. It's a very good link. It's a very impossible link. It's where you hold the pin and then you throw the ring up and it links in midair. So it looks very good, but it's not very realistic. All of the other links and routining that he teaches you is fairly easy to perform. I would say that probably a beginner could pick this up fairly quickly, and yeah, anyone who's seasoned with magic and sleight of hand is going to be doing this fairly swiftly. It's not a very difficult trick to pick up. The reset time is almost instant, I guess, in the way that you can literally link and unlink that fingering straight away as many times as you want. Of course, I wouldn't recommend that you are a monkey in a factory just linking and unlinking the ring constantly, 100 times, but you could if you wanted to. But yes, the reset time is pretty much instant, unless you want to switch out your gimmicked pin for a regular pin and have the spectator inspect it. In that case, the reset time is 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, as long as it takes you to enact the switch of the pins. But once you've done it, once you've switched in, once you have your gimmicked pin, and the fingering is a normal fingering, you can perform this routine with anyone's fingering, as long as it's the right style and the right shape and size. You can't perform it with any fingering. Then it is an instant reset, and there's no timing that you have to wait. The pocket space is equally as good. It is just a safety pin that you have. So depending on if you want to switch the safety pins, the gimmicked one for the ungimmicked one, then you might have to think about using multiple pockets. But even then, you're only putting safety pins in the pockets. And yeah, I think that it's pretty simple when it comes to the angles and the reset time and the pocket space of this. You've seen what you're getting. and you can put a safety pin in pretty much any pocket that you have in any piece of clothing. So yes, the pocket space is really good, almost nothing. And now, most importantly, my final thoughts on Shrapnel. I do think that Shrapnel is a well thought out product, with Kim working closely with Murphy's Magic Supplies to produce the right props in the right way to give you the best experience. I do think the price point is really good for what you receive, and I think that overall you are taught a very charming kind of linking routine, in a different way that we haven't seen for a long time. Having said that, this is not a new gimmick. You may be familiar with this gimmick. I think I had a trick called Dreamweaver many years ago, like 20 years ago, and it used the same method, but Kim has tried to have these manufactured in a way that suits his routining and suits the way that he wanted us to perform this effect. So there is that to consider. I know that a couple of people who have reviewed this have said it's not their style because they're not the kind of people who wear, gothic clothes with lots of safety pins in and things. I disagree with that. I'm definitely going to be putting this into my working set at events that I'm being paid for, and I dress quite smartly at these events as well. They're quite high-end events, and I think just having a pin pinned into your lapel or somewhere on your body and tell a really nice story, like about this a pin that your granddad gave you, or it's the first pin that your nappy was pinned with that you were born, and I don't know, whatever story you want to come up with. But I think it's a really interesting thing to have on yourself. And I don't think it's weird to have a safety pin pinned into something any more than it's weird to have something like a tie pin or a lapel pin. So yeah, I think it's really good. I don't think it's out of place on anyone. I think you can perform it dressed really smart. I think you can perform it for anyone as well. It is a very close-up routine though. So you can't perform it for larger crowds, or I don't know. I have thought about potentially performing it at a table, like a corporate table where there's 30 tables and there's 10 people on each table. I think it might play too small in those situations, but I'll try it at some point. But in general, yes, it's quite a close-up routine where if people are too far away, they're going to miss the details and they're going to miss the magic in the routine, I think. But overall, it's a fantastic product, and I cannot recommend it enough. Well done, Kim Andersen, for modernizing the idea of this kind of gimmick. Thank you for working on the routining and putting everything together, because I imagine all of this was done through the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. So yes, thank you, Kim, for giving this to the magic community. That's my review on Shrapnel. If you think I've missed anything off, or if there's anything else that you would like to know about Shrapnel, please do leave it in a comment below and I'll try to answer you. Also, I don't think I mentioned that the gimmicked pins you cannot hand out for examination. If you want to hand it out for examination, you will have to switch the pin. And yeah, that's it. Oh, also one final thing, that the pins, when they arrive to you, they might need adjusting a little bit. Kim takes you through how to adjust them and why to adjust them and the best way to do it in the instructions. So please do watch all of the instructions before you start playing with these, because there's a link, the spiral link he calls it, I think, where I'm sure you've seen it on social media, where you just spiral around a ring, and then you just as the pin touches the ring, it just magically links on it. It melts onto it. It's so magical. But I was having a lot of difficulty doing the link, and I couldn't figure out if it was me or if it was the ring, or I couldn't figure out what it was. But then I got to the end of the instructions and I discovered that my gimmick just needed adjusting a little bit, and then it became much easier to perform. So yes, please do watch all of the instructions before you start thinking that your gimmick's broken or anything like that. That really is everything about Shrapnel. I hope you enjoyed it. As ever, there's a link in the description below where you can donate via PayPal. That helps keep this channel going. It helps me pay for more magic tricks to review. And you can donate as little as £1 or $1 with a credit card or a debit card, and that will really help to keep me going, because I don't currently make any money from this channel. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next review.